I'll never forget the day that I became a hillbilly. And y'all, I can say there is no barefoot secret ceremony out in the woods for me to earn that title. There's no banjo music, and I definitely don't remember moonshine. Instead, my induction to a stereotype was waiting for me in a New York City boardroom. My name is Kevin, and I am so proud to be from Appalachia. But I'm not a hillbilly. And it's not like I'm trying to dodge that label any longer. It's just I know who I am. I know my story. But before I could claim that story for myself, someone else tried to write it for me. Let's flip back to the beginning and my first trip to the Big Apple. I'm 10 years into my career as a graphic designer. I'm the guy who does logos, packaging, websites, and the Tennessee company I'm with is growing so much that we start acquiring other businesses, one of which, New York City. I mean, this is my dream. Because you know what they say, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Imagine my excitement when I'm asked to represent our creative team, fly up, and meet the other half of this new work family. My boss even tells me it'd be a great idea to get an airline's credit card to earn the flight miles for myself, because this would be the first of many trips. I mean, they love me here. I've got it good. I'm a part of their plans for the future. So the night before, as I'm packing, I just know this isn't a one-day trip. This is a promotion. I land in New York, and I'm walking through Manhattan, just taking it all in. Like, I'm ready. I've earned this. I get to that office building, I take the elevator straight to the top. I shake hands, I smile, but shortly after introductions, I can just tell something's off. This doesn't feel like collaboration. They're not interested in my ideas of how we come together in this merger. I'm starting to get the idea that maybe this is my inspection. Like they're testing me to see how well I fit their version of capable. And maybe you've walked into a few rooms like that yourself, just knowing you belong, but still feeling strangely out of place. And it was a long morning, having my job explained to me like it's my first day as an intern. But I make it to lunch. And that's when someone asks, hey, can you grab food? And I'm thinking, yeah, absolutely. I'd love a slice of pizza. Let's get out of here, clear the air, and reset the day. No, Kevin, I'm sorry. I'm too busy. I have to stay here. But you can grab food. Yeah? Okay, all right. So that's when it hits me. They didn't ask for me to grab food with them. They asked for me to grab food for them. It's crazy how quick I went from thinking I'm a new colleague to becoming Appalachian Grubhub. Kicked out the door with no directions, no tip, on a high-stakes scavenger hunt for a tuna melt, of all things, somewhere on Fifth Avenue. Their request, toasted sourdough, extra pickles, and for me, I got a small taste of humility. I walked that block a few times, and I found that sandwich because for some reason, I still wanted to impress them. The next day back in Tennessee, I'm still catching my breath, thinking that I survived, until I see my boss, and he's just got this look. He calls me over because he knew how awkward that meeting went. And that's why I think he gave me a little insider information when he tells me they don't think that there's a level of talent in Appalachia to lead a global brand. And then, in his transparency, he drops a grenade. They think we're all hillbillies. Ouch. Hillbillies? Really? I mean, okay, let's talk this through for a minute. Am I from East Tennessee? Unapologetically, yes. Do I have a southern accent? Well, I reckon I might. Have I been known to say, raise hell, praise Dale, before doing something slightly irresponsible? Absolutely. I have a few redneck tendencies. Who doesn't, right? But they didn't know that. They never took the time to ask me why I love Dale Earnhardt Sr. so much. And that's a different TED Talk. But I know what that word hillbilly was meant to do. It wasn't a description. It was a predetermined dismissal. A one-word summary that made me easier to ignore. And to be fair, not everyone from New York thinks this way, but someone in the room that day made a judgment that followed me home. Over the next few months, the role I thought I was growing into just faded. You see, by now, that New York team was calling the shots in my department. Meetings moved on without me, and projects did too. I was just being quietly filed away. And the one person I thought would still have my back, my boss, he just started to kind of push away. Self-preservation? Maybe he was trying to avoid the label of hillbilly himself by association to me. I felt alone in this. I felt exposed. It hurt me, and I can't tell you how much it hurt. The stereotype had stuck. Eventually, HR calls me into their office, and not because of a raise hell, praise Dale outburst, but because a decision was made for what to do with me. I had two options. Option one, I could stay, keep a paycheck, just not in my current role. You see, an international hire had already been made as my replacement. I guess having a new creative lead from London sounds better than Kevin from Tennessee. I would be a courtesy to them, someone who spoke the industry language, but I would no longer have a voice. Option two, if I didn't like that, I could just leave the company. They didn't say it, but the message was clear. They were asking me to be less. Now, I don't have an exact time frame for you on how quickly I gave my decision, but it was soon after. Bye, y'all. Option two, I left. But I didn't just leave a job. I left carrying someone else's version of me, and it was heavy. It was so heavy that I second-guessed my talent, my worth. I had to start asking myself hard questions, like, why was I replaced? Or, what did I do wrong? And in this self-doubt, I realized that the danger wasn't being misunderstood, but it was becoming unrecognizable to myself. And one day, in a search to find any inspiration again, I came across a quote, and I felt this deep down in my Appalachian bones. Dolly Parton. Find out who you are and do it on purpose. Not a 10-step plan, just the truth. Dolly gospel, if you will. And if I was going to live like this, on purpose, I had to figure out who I was. And I sat with this for a while because honestly, I didn't know how to answer it. I mean, I knew my job title, but who am I now without that? I started looking. What didn't change even though everything else around me did? What was I still holding on to? And that's where I found my gravity again. 3 things I could still trust. 3 anchors of identity keeping me steady. And no matter where you may be right now, if that's feeling stereotyped, underestimated, or perhaps just going through a change, they can do the same for you. Anchor 1, what you value, your purpose. And purpose doesn't have to be this huge world-changing thing. It just has to be honest. It's emotional alignment. The non-negotiables are principles that guide you when life gets messy. What you stand for and what you stand against. Anchor 2, what you say, your voice. And by voice, I'm not necessarily referring to the tone of your southern drawl or maybe the sharpness of your New York accent. It's more than how you speak. It's how you see. It's the lens that you frame the world, your perspective, what truth sounds like to you, and having the courage to speak up and say, here's what I believe. And finally, anchor 3, what you do, your actions. In repetition, every action tells who you are. Not the heroic moments, but the everyday choices, the decisions you make when it's not easy. How you show up and who you lift up when there's nothing in it for you. When those 3 anchors come together, purpose, voice, actions, that's the foundation of your story. And for me, once I found my anchors, I found direction because I have a lived experience to share. Brand or be branded. I knew I needed to leave graphic design to help people figure out who they are before the world decides for them. And it took me a while to figure this out, to really find my place. But once I did, it became so crystal clear what I should do next. I became a brand strategist. Now I coach businesses and individuals to stop reacting to what other people expect and to start building from what they know to be true, their identity. And that's what a brand really is. It's not a logo or just another marketing buzzword, but we all have a brand. It's the feeling that follows your name, your reputation, your rhythm, who you are lived out loud. Purpose, voice, actions. Now, something I never thought I would be able to say is that I can say thank you to the boardroom, to the stereotype, and yes, even a heartfelt thank you to that damn tuna melt. Thank you for misunderstanding me. I see now how you were the plot twist in my life to redirect me. And without you, I wouldn't be here tonight, continuing to write my story. So I'll ask, who's writing your story? Because if it's not you in your purpose, voice, and actions, then you're handing ownership to someone who probably doesn't know the plot. They may even cast you as the hillbilly. And if they do, let them. It's okay. All that I ask, and for the love of Dolly, is to be the one who turns a stereotype into a story. Your story. Thank you.